There we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back, or for the first time, to Dungeons and Death Saves, your favorite alternating days of the week campaign with inconsistent scheduling. But today, we've got yet another new campaign in store. Hello, my name is Connor McGinley, and I will be starting a campaign called Studious, Cryptid, Peacekeepers. The acronym being SCP, fully intentionally. We have a little crossover between some cryptid lore and some SCP lore. And what I'm going to be doing is making up some situations, some stories, some scenarios that will borrow from the SCP stories and adapt them to whatever situation. So some of the lore may sound familiar, some of it will be specific to this campaign. But just to verbally get it out of the way, since this campaign is borrowing SCP content, it is released under Creative Commons, Share Alike 3.0, for for content that may be derived from this campaign. This campaign, being derived from SCP content. So just to get the little disclaimer out of the way. So I'm actually not going to start with the player introductions. I know, scandalous. I'm going to do it in just a second. But our campaign begins in I have music now, oh my goodness. Okay. We begin in an underground facility. Scientific experiments take place here regularly, daily. This is completely secret, and it resides under a school. But at the moment, our party finds themselves face to face with what looks to be a mostly regular human man. He seems to be a lean Semitic male, about 6.5 feet tall, almost 200 pounds by the look of him. He looks to be in his late 20s, and he is covered in tattoos of strange occult symbols. To his side, you see a cell which looks like it once contained him, and inside that cell is a coffin with chains wrapped around it that has been forcefully broken open. As he stands before our group of new students and looks ready for blood, and you all are going to enter combat with this individual. He kind of stands breathing heavily, a thirst for violence. But he seems to have a bit of intelligence on him. So, what do people do? You see this guy bust out of this facility, and he's looking at you with violence. If anyone wants to do something, please describe your character and tell us who you are.
I'll go first. For this campaign, I'm gonna be playing Koshi. How much do I describe?
How about give me a physical appearance, and you can give us cryptid they're based on.
Awesome. So, Koshi is kind of a shorter guy. He is just super greasy. That's basically his main characteristic. He's got pretty greased back hair. Goes down to about his shoulders. It's just dead straight. Really uncomfortable to look at. He's got rectangular glasses. He wears this leather jacket with some spikes on the shoulders. He's a pretty shy guy. He's based off his cryptid is the Mongolian death worm. And seeing this guy burst out of his coffin, he's just gonna. Hi. Are you him?
He squints and looks intensely at you, in an absolutely very upsetting amount of eye contact, particularly for you. He says, "And who are you supposed to be?"
I'm Koshi.
He kind of looks away from you, like disregarding that response. My next training partners.
I don't know what that means.
I suspect you will. And he reaches into thin air. You see his hand disappear for a moment, and as it emerges, he pulls out a sword, very long, that completely absorbs light. It is like not reflective at all, and it looks more like there's just an empty space in his hand.
Oh, cool.
But he brandishes this terrifying looking sword.
Cool.
Why don't you do something?
Yep, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick some ass.
Oh,
are you?
He's going right for it.
Should I?
Go for it. I don't.
who's doing this? Someone wants to kick some ass. Who are they?
So the camera pans over to a tall, very top-heavy man, by the name of Elijah Tripe. He is based off of the Tripodero, which is. Are we describing them? Describing the SCP or
We can get
the.
into it later.
Okay, cool. Yes, he is based off the Tripodero. And he is holding a. Do we have all of our stuff with us?
Yeah. You came down
He's
here
holding
prepared.
a high power rifle.
Great. And you would like to use a move, which is a great introduction to this system. We are using Monster of the Week for this campaign. Yes, another new system, especially one that's not D&D. Great for us to learn. But this one is a fair bit more rules light, a lot more narratively focused. We're doing a little test run, dipping our toes into a much more mechanically intense system and a much more mechanically less intense system to see which tickles our fancy a bit better. So whenever you'd like to do something, you will use a move. All the characters have general moves that everyone can use. Each person has their own specific playbook, which is basically their class, which dictates a few extra moves that they specifically can use. But in this case, if you want to attack someone and do some damage and put yourself at risk of getting hurt in turn, you got to kick some ass. And that's what we're going to do. So go ahead and roll plus tough. Just for context, you roll 2d6 in this system. Higher is better. And depending on your stats, you might have a bonus of
That
1 to 3.
is an 11.
An 11! On a 10 plus, that is a full success. And for kick some ass specifically, you can choose one extra effect. You gain the advantage, take +1 forward, or give +1 forward to another hunter. You inflict terrible harm, +1 harm. You suffer less harm, -1 harm, or you force them where you want them.
You said he broke through a wall?
Yes.
Okay. What's on the other side of the wall?
You see the coffin with the chains around it. It seems to reside inside a stone black box of some kind of stone that you don't necessarily recognize. The rest of the room he's broken out of is completely empty, though.
Okay. This coffin, is it open?
It is open.
Alright, I will push him in the direction of that.
Okay.
Oh, like put him back in. I see you.
So what you do is you shoot. And what are the tags for your weapon?
It is 3 harm, AP, far and loud.
AP, I believe, is
I don't know
armor
if we're-
piercing, which is
Yeah.
not exactly
I don't know if we're gonna
not exactly
using that
a
or not.
term we use in this system that often, but so harm is how you deal damage in this system. Most player characters will have 7 harm available to them when they take damage. Monsters can have a variable amount. 3 harm is a pretty good amount of damage. And these other tags describe what the attack looks like. Far means you can attack at a distance. Since you haven't approached yet, this would fit the bill. And loud means you would draw additional attention. Luckily, this is a secret facility that is highly secure, so you're probably not going to attract much attention. In this case, you just shoot him, and he staggers back, kind of clutching his chest and falling toward the coffin that he emerged from. And at the same time, he is going to reach his arm out and grab a smaller blade of darkness and throw it at you at the same time, inflicting 2 harm on Elijah.
You said we have 7?
Is there a turn order?
There's not a turn order. Interestingly, in this system,
Someone could jump
I'm going
in.
to try and go around, have everyone take a turn before you take a second action. But there's no set order, so you can strategize and plan to decide what order you want to do things in.
So if someone wanted to protect someone, they could?
Yeah.
I.e., if I could protect someone? Okay, so...
So who is I? Who are you?
Yes! I am Dane Brancato, and I play Yuki Fresna. She is I gotta pull up a picture of her so I have it in memory. She is a fairly pale girl with this just snow white hair that's tied up in a very messy ponytail. She has these navy blue, not rectangular, but kind of like rounder rectangular glasses on. And she's got a crop top jacket on. All of her clothes, except her cargo sweatpants, are very white and light in nature, because her cryptid that she's based off is inspired. Her cryptid is a Fresno Nightcrawler. She also is conveniently wearing a pair of rollerblades all the time.
Does she wear rollerblades or does she wear Heelys?
She wears rollerblades.
Okay.
She's a skater girl.
She said, "See you later, girl."
So yes, you'd like to protect someone.
Yes.
Alrighty. Roll plus tough.
Okay, so it's the flat roll and then the modifier is whatever I decided my tough was.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, 10.
And great. That's a complete success. So you get to choose an extra also. So you can suffer little harm, -1. All impending danger is now focused on you. You inflict harm on the enemy or you hold the enemy back.
Looking at my playbook, am going to inflict harm on the enemy.
Okay. So you watch as Elijah shoots this individual. Watch him stagger back into the coffin. He throws this blade of darkness, and you intercept it, taking the 2 harm in Elijah's place, but you also deal some harm back.
Awesome. So that is, how do I determine that?
What are you using?
I'm using a sword. But my little way to flavor Yuki is because Fresno Nightcrawlers don't have hands. She doesn't use her arms very often, so a lot of her attacks are like kicking. So she's like kicking the spear or whatever was thrown at Elijah back at him with a rollerblade. Blade.
Rollerblade.
Okay, I see you.
Rollerblade. Yeah, see?
Yeah. So you kick the blade back. I think it hurts your foot a little bit because this blade is otherworldly in its sharpness. But you do manage to return it back to him, and it strikes this man. Will be 2 harm because that's how much it was doing.
Yep. Oh, no, it's 3 harm because I have Ancient Fighting Arts. I inflict +1 harm and get +1 whenever I roll to protect someone.
Nice. So 3 harm. Great.
Yeah.
He kind of snorts, just like, and kind of straightens himself up, but he's still like in that black box that the coffin is in.
Mm-hmm.
Who else do we got?
I was gonna read a bad situation, but I don't know if I want to do that one. Yeah, sure. I'll read a bad situation. We'll do that.
Okay. Who are you? Who is reading a bad situation?
I am Percy Chamberlain, and Percy is Vermont's one and only better Nessie, Champy.
Fantastic. So read a bad situation is another move that is available to all hunters. So you roll plus sharp.
Fantastic. Yeah. Oh. That's a 5.
A 5. And anything that is 6 or less is a failure. Which means you get to mark 1 experience.
Alright, I'll take it. Boop.
As a side note, you do gain experience in this system from failing rolls. for the most part, this is going to be how you get most of your experience. You get some at the end of adventures, but this is the most reliable way. But in addition, I get to make a hard move. So you spend a moment trying to evaluate the situation. And I think he notices that you aren't really paying attention to him. So he quickly lunges out from the cage and strikes at you with his huge blade of darkness,
No!
dealing 3.
Oof. You said 3 harm?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Icky. Okay. Cool beans.
And again, for context, the players called hunters in this system have 7 boxes. Once you hit 4 harm marked off, you are unstable and risk greater injury if you are not treated. And so just putting things into perspective, 3 harm is a hefty blow, leaving a huge gash, probably just through your torso.
Oof. Oof.
All right. After seeing that mighty gash given, a woman dressed in Victorian lace with a marvelous large black Victorian hat with an ostrich feather sticking out of the side, kind of laced up black boots, steps forward. She had a shotgun strung across her back and a knife on her side, but she will not be using either of those, as Debbie, the Night Watcher, the kind of creepy silhouette people out from outside in California, is going to step up and conjure some dark magic into her hands and attempt to heal for 1 harm.
Okay.
By
Percy,
using
guys.
magic. Yes, Percy.
Yes, so use magic is a move that everyone gets access to in this system. We are using alternate use magic moves as well, but a few of the players have opted to just go with the use magic move. In this case, roll plus weird.
Roll plus weird.
I just realized I totally didn't describe what Percy looked like.
Yep.
Think like
Go ahead.
It's Peter Parker. Just
It's Spider-Man.
he's got the messy like brown hair that like brushes back, circular glasses. He kind of dresses like kind of like an academy student, so he's got like the nice like turtlenecks and like a warm coat and nice Oxford shoes.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was your roll?
I rolled a 7. A 5 plus
7.
2. So just barely.
So, yes, 7 to 9 is probably going to be our most common outcome in this system. A 7 to 9 is a mixed success. So for use magic, your effect works, but it works imperfectly. Choose your effect in a glitch. You've already mentioned that you'd like to heal.
Yep. I feel like it is makes sense that the magic draws immediate unwelcome attention as Debbie has stepped into the fray.
So what does your healing look like? How does this work?
I think it is like almost like a black lattice work of lace kind of like creeps over the like wound and like just stitches it up a little bit. Doesn't like fully heal it, but it's kind of like stopping any like further damage or blood flow kind of vibe.
Fantastic. Yeah, so you start to mend his wound a little bit, which is still pretty serious, but certainly not unstable at this point. But as you do so, as you use magic in this individual's presence, he looks notably more agitated and turns his attention to you. Kind of stancing up a little bit to make himself look more imposing, as if he needed it at this point. But yeah, he is looking you down.
Oh my.
Now, Koshi, you haven't actually taken a move yet, so would you like to do something?
Is there any like large object nearby me? Perhaps a pretty sizable chunk of the wall that he broke.
Sure. Yeah.
I want to use mayhem. So
Mayhem.
I want to.
What does that do?
So mayhem. That is something from my what's it called?
Playbook.
Playbook. When you grab a nearby large object and use it as an improvised weapon, first determine how much damage it will do. This is a masonry chunk of the wall, so 3 harm. Yeah. After I inflict harm with it, with kick some ass, we'll do another roll, and there are things that happen, bad things
Great.
that happen.
Fantastic. So roll plus tough.
Ooh, that's 13.
13. Remarkable. That is certainly a full success. Choose your extra effect.
I think I'll suffer less. No,
Less harm.
I'll give +1 forward to whoever goes next.
You should specify. Who are you giving the forward to?
I'm gonna give a
There's not
+1
an order
forward
here.
to Debbie
To Debbie. Okay, great.
because I
Okay.
really liked that lattice work.
So +1 forward means you get +1 to your next roll. Pretty
Marvelous.
straightforward. But yeah, you smash into him with a huge chunk of concrete from this wall. Bashing it probably over the back of his head as he's looking at Debbie. You take away a little bit of the attention, and he turns to strike you for another 3 harm.
Cool. I should also specify I rolled so for mayhem. I roll plus harm inflicted. On a miss, I use it without trouble. On 7 to 9, I pick 1 side effect, and on a 10 plus, I pick 2. I roll a 10.
Okay, so 2 side effects.
So, yeah, I would like to lose control of my improvised weapon, and I don't really want to hurt somebody else right now. So, I'd like to make something about the situation worse, please.
Like to make the situation worse. Okay.
Thanks.
Well, I will tell you for sure, when you hit him with this huge chunk of concrete, it shatters over his back, dispersing into hundreds of pieces, in what would have been a lethal blow to a normal human. He stands and glares at you, and you make the situation worse.
Can one of the chunks fly off and hit the instructor?
No! Is he even like, that close to us? Is he watching, or is he still in the?
He isn't around right now.
I say, last time I saw him, he was in the staff like coffee room with the.
I was gonna say I won't make it tremendously worse. I will say that the entire ground is now littered with loose concrete that will create potential hazard if you are doing any degree of movement, any great degree of movement.
It's a good thing none of us are on roller skates.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
That would be
That would
suck.
Yeah, that
Pretty
would
rough.
suck. So funny.
At this point, the individual looks pretty angry, pretty injured. You notice you're dealing a lot of physical damage to him. If, like I said, if this was a human, he would be dead by now. Instead, his body is just starting to show these injuries. You realize you don't really know that much about this guy, other than he's apparently very strong. And at this point, I think he takes on a stance of defensiveness. He kind of stands amidst all of you, prepared to take all of you on at once, basically.
Did anybody not go yet? I feel bad just kind of like stepping
Nope,
in.
go ahead.
I'm gonna try to investigate a mystery. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I should. I don't know if that's meta enough. I'm like, whoever has a better sharp investigate a mystery.
Can we help each other do things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely,
so.
You can.
There's a move called Help Out, which lets you give someone else a +1. It can create problems if you don't help successfully, but you can.
Because I was thinking about investigating a mystery, with the help of my telepathy. Because I have, Debbie has the ability to peer into people's thoughts, and I can investigate a mystery through my telepathy. I don't
Oh.
think that gives me any extra bonuses, but
And then
it may
I'll
give
help
me
you out.
other insights.
You want to do it that way then? I can help you out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
I will
can
say
help out, 'cause I
usually
have
investigate a
something for
mystery
that.
is for safer situations where you're
Oh.
looking
Uh-huh.
for clues. You are certainly read a bad situation. is
Situation?
usually
The
in
better one.
combat kind
Okay,
of
okay.
investigation.
So read a bad situation. It is.
They're both roll
Hmm.
sharp though.
Both real sharp, and they're both listed on my telepathy as options.
Yep.
So does Percy
And
need to
Percy,
roll
you
help
wanted to
first?
help out? I will say usually people allow, like, if you want to choose to help out after you see the outcome of the roll so that you don't like unnecessarily put yourself at risk, you can do that.
Oh, okay.
So if
So
you
I
want to wait to see the roll first, like if it's
Yeah.
a 6, that's a good time to roll.
All right.
okay. I will attempt to read a bad situation. So I will be adding +1 from my sharp, and then +1 from the forward. So
Yes.
+2 total.
Nice.
Oh, 13.
Oh!
13.
You
Yeah,
don't need
no
help.
help
You go,
needed.
girl.
That'll work.
Okay. On a 10 plus, a complete success, you hold 3. So there are a list of questions here. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims?
I would
3 of them.
say probably let's do best way out, dangers we haven't noticed, and most vulnerable to me.
So your best way out, you would gather, I guess telepathy lets you.
I don't know if it has any written bonuses, but it says you don't need to talk to do any of these things.
I'll grant you this: with telepathy, you can kind of sense what his at least surface level thoughts are, and
Mhm.
his surface level thoughts are he is going to kill you, and he doesn't care how long it takes. So as far as your best way out would probably be dealing with him first. You could just leave out the elevator you came down. You're probably gonna want to deal with him.
Noted.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Is that your second one?
Yep.
I would say the biggest danger to you is this man's destructive capabilities. If you don't deal with him relatively quickly, he may destroy other holding cells, which could release other very dangerous SCPs into the immediate vicinity.
All the other creatures. Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely.
And the third one was
What's most vulnerable to me?
what's most vulnerable to you? I would say you it's very apparent to you that you can get under his skin more than the others so far based on your magically based skill set.
Mm-hmm.
As far as vulnerability, you might be able to create some openings by distracting him that way.
Mm-hmm.
And to that point, he does seem to notice that you have that you're doing something weird, something mystical, and he kind of squints and scowls at you again. But yeah. So for read a bad situation, while you act on the answers, you get +1 ongoing while the information is relevant. So if you're acting on information you just received, you'll get +1 to every roll.
So +1 to rolls about essentially taking him out and distracting him?
Yeah.
Cool.
I would like to. I think this is considered kick some ass because I'm using my weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would like to kick some ass.
Okay. Yeah, roll plus tough.
Yay! Alright. Please. This game doesn't like me. This is very upsetting. I think it's because I'm using the Hello Kitty dice and I've already used them for
What'd
somebody
you
else.
roll?
A 6, so I'm close to a success, but not
A
I'm
6
gonna
is right
help
on the
out.
cusp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. You get a +2
All
when I
right.
help out.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
roll plus cool.
Roll plus cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
You're telling me you're not cool? Are you kidding me?
No,
Did
I'm
be fresh.
weird.
Crazy.
So
Right.
5.
Right, you're cool, Aaron. Right, you're cool.
Okay.
Right, you're cool.
So
Someone
we
wanna
have
help me
a-
helping her out?
Unfortunately, no one else has the ability to give +2 to their rolls, so a 5 is gonna
Yeah.
fail either way. On the
Mhm.
bright side, you both get 1 experience.
Yay!
Oh.
I was gonna try
Um,
and stun him, but I guess it's not happening. I knew I shouldn't have used the Hello Kitty dice. This is my curse. I was like, I've already used them for Rini. I can't use them for somebody else. And I was like, what the heck? I'll use them. Cursed.
Okay. So, okay. So what weapon are you attacking with, Percy?
I was gonna try and stun him with my stun gun.
Stun guns. You gotta get close for that.
Yeah.
And Yuki, how are you trying to help?
I guess that if you're going in close, she would try and like kick him with a rollerblade right in the back of the knee.
Okay.
Like a
So Percy, you go in close, you see Yuki's got a plan. Yuki seems to have immediately forgotten that there's concrete all over the place and immediately slips as she goes to kick and loses her footing with her other foot. You fall on the ground. I think that's just going to be 1 harm, but you're also going to be in a disadvantageous situation now, as you are prone right at his feet. And Percy, as you go to approach, he's going to swipe at you with his sword for another 3 harm.
Oh no!
I'm gonna protect someone.
Oh,
All
please.
right.
Another 3 harm is
Roll plus
scary.
tough.
It's like 7
Um,
and then you're like, no, it's not.
that is a 7.
7. You protect them okay, but you'll suffer some or all of the harm they were going to get. In that case, I will say... I mean... Yeah, I think you're gonna take 3 harm instead.
Okay.
Or I will be unstable. Wait, aren't you unstable?
No,
Not
'cause
yet.
I protect.
No,
Oh, okay.
we've passed some harm around
passed
of it.
Protect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Give it a
Hey,
turn.
we're working
I'll be
great
the
as a
first.
team, I'll say that.
I-
What?
I think at this point, Koshi's looking terrified, seeing that everybody has gotten a gash through their wherever. I think he'll run towards the and he'll kind of like look for somewhere to hide and then see him reeling up for another attack. I'd like to use magic to
Okay.
try to I guess this isn't really trapping him, but like almost like make it so he can't swing that arm. Is that possible?
Well, why don't we roll use magic first, and then we will pick an effect from the list. Roll plus weird.
Okay. Plus weird is +2, so 10.
And great, the magic works without issues. Choose your effect. Sounds like you might want to trap them.
That's kind of what
Kinda.
I was thinking. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
You want to inhibit the use of one of his arms, then.
Yeah, if just trapping him would work easier than...
Yeah. So what does it look like? What kind of magic do you bring to the table?
So, kind of like for the players before, when he put his head up against the wall to try to talk to something, you see he like kind of gets down on the ground and yeah, he kind of gets on the ground and puts his hand down, and then his hair almost like extends down his arm onto the floor and then like shoots toward his feet and then kind of comes up around him and kind of like locks him in place.
That's disturbing, but
Yeah.
cool.
Your greasy hair
My
wraps
greasy
around
hair.
this guy.
Ew.
Uh, keeping him locked in place. His arms are like cinched against his sides. He still holds the sword in a hand, but he can't really move very much.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Nice. I'm a
What we
little
got?
nervous to try and attack again, especially because I have a strength -1, so I like I can, but like
Hold, guys.
I I'm gonna use no limits.
Okay, this is an alternate weird move. This one focuses specifically on surpassing physical limitations. So go ahead and roll plus weird.
Wait, wood. It looks good. That's a 10. Nice.
A 10. That is a complete success. So your body obeys your will to the limits of physical possibility for a moment. So what are you trying to do?
Would I be able to, in the same action, since he's held or
Mhm.
prisoned or whatever, push him into the coffin and close it?
I mean, that's certainly physically possible. So yeah, you kind of ready yourself, stance yourself up, and force this man back toward the coffin. He has very little recourse to resist. But this is a pretty superhuman push to be able to push him all the way to the coffin. I mean, he's not light for sure, and he's, pretty strong on his own. So, yeah, he goes flying back into the coffin, and it slams shut at the same time. So now he is in the coffin, but you notice that there's nothing keeping the coffin closed. So you know he's restrained, you know he's in there. You suspect he could still probably get out, though.
And now your hands are greasy.
Ew.
And now you're greasy
Huh.
from cozy hair.
Oh my god.
Ew, ew, ew.
Use some shampoo once in your life.
I use a 6-in-1. It doesn't
It's
work very
dirt.
well.
It's shampoo, dirt, oil, amino
shampoo.
acids, avocado,
Body lotion, bleach,
Bleach.
kitchen cleaner.
Kitchen cleaner.
As you shove him into the coffin, though, he kind of laughs pretty heartily from in there. He says, "Finally, someone who's more of a challenge than these pathetic idiots they usually send."
Hey now.
Hey,
Thank you.
Don't thank him. Do not thank him.
is he talking about all of us, or is he?
I think he's talking about all of us, Koshi.
No, I mean like I'm. Stop.
I think maybe he's talking about the people that came before us,
Oh,
or like other groups.
so we're cool.
Sir, are we cool, or like, are you saying that we're the idiots?
Very cool.
Okay, or
You
just don't
asked if
respond.
you're
That's
cool.
cool. Yeah, she asked him.
Oh my gosh.
I think he says, "You haven't done anything cool yet."
I just kicked the fucking spear back. Like, that's pretty cool.
He kicks the coffin open, and he
No.
is still
Rude.
restrained.
Somebody restrained.
Also,
I
he's
don't
not
know if we have
telling
anything
me.
to.
I don't know if we have anything that could like close the coffin or what have you.
You said he is still restrained.
He is still wrapped up in Koshi hair, but he has
I
kicked the
will-
coffin open.
I will keep that up if I can.
You don't need to keep doing anything.
I don't have to keep doing it. Nice.
No.
Awesome.
I won't. I don't know. Does the hair detach?
It's kind of weird. It's like a. I think of it like a shadow, like it sticks to surfaces, so it doesn't really flow on them at all.
Yeah, you don't need to
But if
keep
it's
it up.
between 2 points,
It's not a concentration effect.
cool. Okay.
Mm.
What constitutes a round?
What are you asking? What do you want to do?
What does this entail?
Because for Killer's Wisdom, I have to. I can only use it after 3 turns of observing a monster, or 3 rounds observing a monster.
I would say that means once you have made 3 moves against them.
I think I've done that.
So I was gonna say you shot, you protect,
And then
well,
I
You
shot.
attack. And then you
also
attack.
protect, and you just push. So yeah.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay. So roll plus sharp.
Oh, that's okay. Well, that's still not bad. Be +2, 8, 9. Sorry, 8.
9 and 8. That's a mixed success. So hold 1. It looks like you can spend your hold to give yourself or another hunter +1 ongoing versus the monster. You do +2 harm, or tell another hunter where to hit it and they get +1 harm.
What's ongoing?
Ongoing for the rest of the fight.
Does that just mean like they get a +1 on everything?
Yeah. It's +1 to every roll they make for the rest of the fight.
I think I'm gonna do. I do +2 harm.
Okay, great. You'll do more harm now.
Nice.
I missed that. Everyone will, or he will?
I will.
He will.
Okay, cool.
What weapon are you holding?
I have a high power rifle, which is 3.
Okay. Let me just see which one of these is better. I guess I'll do. When I jinx, sorry. Let's because I want to use fun stuff and not just the basic things.
Yeah.
I am going. Debbie is gonna see you kind of signaling in, powering up, and I am going to attempt to throw a positive jinx in your direction. Encouraging coincidence to occur the way you want.
Thing.
So when you jinx a target, roll plus weird.
Roll plus weird.
Ooh.
And do I get the +1 if my intention is to try to kill this motherfucker?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
So, +3 for this.
Damn.
Well, I'm gonna need it. 5 plus 3 is 8.
Okay, mixed success. Hold 1. You can spend your hold to.
I'm gonna.
This is a mixed list of things, so because if you roll poorly, I can do negative things. But you can help a hunter and give them +1 forward. You can interfere with someone. You can inflict 1 harm, or make them find or lose something.
I'm going to be helping a hunter, giving them +1 forward by interfering with the enemy, kind of just sending this static into his mind.
Great.
Who's looking the worst right now?
I think a lot of us
You're all at about the same.
Yeah, I'm at 3.
Cool.
Everyone but Debbie has been hurt.
Awesome.
Magic caster, thank you.
She's like,
Since
"Ooh."
it seems like everybody is kind of helping out. Crap, what's your name?
Elijah?
Elijah. Yeah. I'll try to use magic and heal him a bit.
Hmm.
Okay.
Ooh.
See if that works.
Yeah, go ahead and roll plus weird.
9 plus
9?
2 is
Oh.
11.
Fantastic. So your effect is heal unharmed.
Yeah. I'll run up to you and I'll look at one of your wounds and I'll spit in it.
Against all odds, it does
Oh.
not get infected. It creates
That's crazy.
a protective barrier to prevent further infection, actually.
Oh,
Oh.
But it is still disgusting.
oh, just as greasy.
Ew, why's your spit greasy? Ew.
Oh no!
It's viscous and opaque.
It's
Ugh.
like
It's almost-
slides
almost
right
gray.
off.
Oh.
Gray.
Ew.
Eesh.
Icky.
I panicked, I'm sorry.
Icky. Icky.
Okay, at this point, we're gonna take a soft move, and he is going to break out of his bindings, and he says, "Enough games. I have better things to do than spend my time with you." And he takes his sword and gets ready for like a brutal blow.
Can I move away from him?
Gotta move away.
Is
You
it
move
too
away
late?
from him for sure.
I would like to move away from him. Can I
That's
do
not a
something
move,
else, or
but
is
you
it?
can do
It's
that.
not. Okay, cool. I want to move away from him and then pull out my high-powered sniper rifle.
Okay.
Nice.
Do you want to kick some ass?
I want to kick some ass.
Yeah.
Right.
Probably, actually, it's probably a bad idea, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Roll plus tough.
Good luck.
Oh no! One of my dice fell out. Where'd it go? And it landed cocked, so I couldn't. It couldn't be cool.
Couldn't be cool.
That's 7.
Okay.
Awesome.
You and whenever you're fighting inflict harm on each other, the amount of harm is based on the established dangers.
Oh, that's not good. Oops.
So you still kick some ass. You will take damage. What is your damage?
My harm is where is it? 3.
Great. 3 harm.
3.
And at the same time, he's going to take his blade and hurl the whole great sword at you. And it is going to strike you for 4 harm.
Oh.
Oh no, that's brutal.
Ooh.
Doesn't that kill you?
It doesn't. It does fill up your harm gauge, though.
It sure does.
Oh no.
So you are struggling to stay conscious at this point. You will die if you take any more harm. But right now, you are unstable. And you
Dude, I look
definitely
cool.
need assistance. As the blade strikes you, though, it disappears, as if it was just a trick of the light in the first place.
I'm not a harmy boy. I'm not a harmy boy. I can't harm very much. Trying to think of what to do.
I guess I don't want to keep doing things if anyone else wants to do something, but
Well, you're pretty buffed up, my guy.
Everyone's cheering for you. They're in your
that's
corner.
fair. That's fair.
They've sized everything up. You've
I'm
analyzed
going
the
to.
situation. You've got your +1 forward.
would I be able
You
to
do a
maybe
roll
stack
and
another
cast
buff before you do something?
Does anyone want to heal you?
Is that how that works?
I'll heal Yuki.
Okay.
Uh,
Don't spit on me.
I'll
No,
attempt
not if
to
he's gonna spit on
after.
me.
I'd rather die.
I'd rather die.
no.
It's gonna have to go right in the mouth for this one.
Before
Take me now.
Elijah takes their shot, I would love to use magic to enchant weapon.
Ooh.
Plus one harm and plus magic. Okay. Roll plus weird.
Yeah. Do I still get the +1 from trying to kill this motherfucker?
Sure.
Beautiful. That'll be 6 plus 3 for 9. So I will have a glitch, but
Okay. What is your glitch?
let's say the effect is for a short duration. It's just like I've empowered a shot. Would you like a different one?
Not much of a glitch, but I can work with that.
It does say the keeper decides what the effect the glitch has. Oh,
Yeah.
you would choose the glitch. Okay.
They
I see,
choose
I
a
see.
glitch, and
You
I
choose
choose
a
what that
glitch,
means.
and then the keeper does what that actually means.
I see.
Yeah, it'll be short duration.
Oh no, I didn't like that.
You specify the weapon?
The power is it the
Probably
power
rifle you've been using, yeah.
power rifle that you're using?
Yeah, it'd either be the high power rifle or the shotgun.
I think the high power rifle that you've been
Okay,
using.
I'll do that. And I will immediately take a shot from
All
that.
right. Kick some ass. Roll
Kick
You
some
plus
got
ass.
this. You
Do
got
I
this.
get bonuses? Was I given bonuses? What?
Can I
Do you get
try
a-
and help
You
him still?
have +1 forward, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
So that
you
would
also
apply
have
When it hits, when it hits, it will do a whopping 6 harm.
Can I help?
Oh my gosh.
can help.
All right.
I can. You said.
Yeah, let's see what he rolls first.
Yeah.
That would be a 7.
7.
It's I get an additional +1.
get an additional +1 from
Okay.
my jinx.
That makes 7 then.
Okay.
Dang.
So +2 won't change the result, so I would not
Okay.
recommend helping in this circumstance.
Gotcha. Then I won't
Um,
help you.
Okay, with a mixed success, you do what you set out to do. You unleash an insane amount of power from this gun, combined with your knowledge of where to strike him, and you realize all of the injuries that have accumulated on his body. Even though he's very strong and very resilient, he still has human physiology. So you aim not just for his head, but you aim for like where the spinal column connects to the brain in any attempt to sever the connection to his nervous system, basically.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it does 6 harm, and you do just that. What does it look like? Are there any other descriptors you'd like to add?
I think when he aims it, there's not like he aims this gun very weirdly to the point where instead of like looking down into a scope, he just holds it directly in front of his face. Like the whole rifle just in front of his face.
Yeah, you're not aiming with a scope, you're just aiming right down the barrel. And you do. You take the shot and it strikes him basically like through the jaw, through the spinal column. And there is a moment of consciousness in his brain for his face to contort into a kind of broken smile, kind of a satisfied smirk, as he falls to the ground dead. As he does, his body begins to quickly deteriorate, turning into dark ash that immediately evaporates. Shortly thereafter, you watch as the coffin slams shut again, and the chains that lay on the ground now magically wrap themselves around the coffin. The door to the box that the coffin is stored in slams shut, and you watch as one central lock locks in place, and then 20 locks around that one in a circle formation also lock, securing the box.
Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
I'm assuming that will just respawn in there then? Or is that just like it's...
I'm sure that's something we'll never
It's a
have to
sound
look at.
assumption. I will also note that your gun quickly loses the magical effect that gave it this boosted power, and you notice that the barrel is warped. It bends at about a 15-degree angle now, as magic that was enhancing it did not remain in it long enough to prevent structural damage.
My bad.
So it will need repaired before you can use it again. Unless you want to take a wild 15-degree angle shot.
I think I could judge it out if I really needed to.
But as you recover from your battle, almost all of you, pretty heavily injured, Yuki in particular, extremely heavily injured. We think back to a memory of earlier in the day, as you all take some time to recover, and you think back to how you got to this situation. It is your first day. I should change the music to something else. What this? This might work. You are in school. It is it's the first day. Is this too unsettling? This might be
is
too
very unsettling for school.
It's
I mean,
college.
I get it.
That's how
I
that's how
get
I
it. You're
feel in
nervous,
school.
but
That's how I feel.
I've started making tags. I'm not the one that uses the Bardly usually. Let me
who
find
gave
my
Koshi the
voice.
ox?
Yeah,
Koshi,
Koshi,
it's a little-
relax.
I don't. This is what I relax to. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good enough.
That's good.
I didn't want quite this high of spirits, but I'm not going through the whole list. It's the first day of school. Huzzah! We're drinking in a tavern. You all arrive at this pretty decent looking school. Before you is a building of brick construction. It's got a pretty nice garden in the front. It's got a very nice fountain in the courtyard. It's kind of giving Ivy League, but far from it, as this is a small parcel of land in central Vermont, present day. Through centuries-old surveying inaccuracies, the land is completely outside county lines. These are called gores in Vermont, and this one in particular is known as Solace Gore. As a result, it is granted a limited amount of self-government and almost always have a population of about 1 or 2. In this case, the population is quite a bit bigger, but it's also almost entirely temporary, as the only structure of note in Solace Gore is this school called Daybreak Academy. It is a college of about 1,500 students. It sits in this picturesque landscape of mountains and trees. It's got beautiful colors in the fall. It's got crisp air from the higher elevation. And because of its placement as one of the only structures in this gore, nature has been relatively untouched. In fact, there is only one access road to this academy before it runs out into the state proper. This academy trains the future of our country. It does entertain quite a few regular students doing regular classes, but importantly, it also is the home for the SCP Foundation. This place serves as a cover for their activity and is one of the locations, I should say, for SCP activity. That being said, most of the people that go to this school are human, but a few hand-picked individuals from the cryptid community have been welcomed to this school to train and learn alongside their human peers, with some additional coursework on the side to learn how to secure, contain, and protect anomalous entities, situations, and other things, and protect the outside world from their existence, and ideally prevent them from learning about them at all. Given that this is kind of the cryptid MO in the first place, it was more or less an intuitive pairing. But our group finds themselves in this courtyard. There's a huge congregation of new students who are being ushered in, being directed to different booths with different organizations that they can join. An itinerary for the day that explains like how to register for classes and any other preparations they need to make on their first day. We did kind of do like a test run of this situation. I'm not anticipating it will play out identically. I'm going to go a bit more high level. So how, in general, why doesn't everyone tell me how they're faring on their first day? Does this atmosphere bode well for them? Are they nervous? Are they excited? At this point, all you know is that you have been recruited by the SCP Foundation. You do not know who your coworkers are going to be, and you wouldn't necessarily know by looking at them, though you may have some unspoken histories that we can get to later. But yeah, just give me a high-level overview of how everyone is approaching the situation and how they're feeling.
Debbie has laid out a beautiful quilted blanket in the middle of the lawn, and it has decided to sit and has a small easel set up as she has begun to paint the escapades of college education around her. And she's probably got like a little like umbrella, like little like lace umbrella that's been set up over her shoulder to block out some of the sun. As she's like simultaneously in the center of everything, but just not connecting with any of the stuff actively going around her. Probably getting some strange looks from people as like people are like stepping around her because she's set up in like this awkward position, a little unaware of like how in the middle of it she is.
Yeah, I think this crowd is mostly like on one side of the fountain, but you have positioned yourself probably like 10 feet past the fountain. So not only do they have to go around the fountain, but they now have to go around your little picnic spot.
I'm just far enough away from the fountain that it would be awkward to like go
Yes.
in between.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I love it.
Koshi's kind of keeping to the edge of the crowd. He's not trying to draw too much attention to himself. Kind of sticking to the shadows or the walls, just trying to get where he needs to go. And he's kind of keeping his head down, but also sometimes you find him if someone happens to be watching him. You see that he does every now and then look up into the sky and stare for a minute as if he's trying to find the stars in the daylight.
Max, are there any trees in this like courtyard area?
There's some little trees probably, but probably not in the courtyard. Probably like on like there's like a garden, and then like the outside of it maybe there's a few smaller trees.
Okay. I think nearby Deborah is Elijah kind of like crouched, covering himself as much as he can by the fountain with a large pair of binoculars. Very easy to spot. Not really hidden at all. Just looking right at Koshi. And he kind of looks over at Deborah, just like, target is moving south-southwest around the outer rim, perimeter of the crowd.
Is that two, Deborah?
Yep.
I said, because you guys
like-
briefly know each other, don't you?
It's like, I feel like it's like just far enough away that you can just like barely hear it.
There's like, you start talking and there's just like a quick brushstroke, and then like you don't. She doesn't turn to look at you. You just hear in your mind, "Can you drop it for one day?"
just one day.
I would, but any day he could be his moment to pounce.
This is going to be a long, long year.
I think I don't think I don't think at the moment Percy is interacting with anybody. I think not because he wouldn't want to, but he's kind of like writing things out in like a notebook for like ideas for his podcast and ideas on how to get the school paper going, or to get like a paranormal section in the school paper. So he's writing down ideas for that, and he's got big, like older looking headphones on, and it's not a Walkman in his pocket, but it looks like it could be, just because he's old school tech, and he's just kind of like writing and doing one of these.
Yeah, you're hardcore vibing, kind of
Vibing.
making your way around.
Yuki is gonna be just kind of skating around, meeting, bumping into people, trying to start conversations. Inevitably not working out as well because she's coming on really strong.
Aw.
Sam,
Mhm.
did we ever decide? I have in my notes that they were friends before they knew each other as cryptids. Was that something we were doing, or was that was that like a scrapped idea that we did?
I
I can't
had
remember.
that I'm friends with Julia, and that we know each other because you found out that I'm the podcast
Okay.
guy. So I didn't know if that was something you still wanted to do,
Yeah,
because that's
mean,
what I have
I'm
in my
cool with that.
history.
I just wanted to make sure I was not saying the wrong thing
Oh,
or
okay.
something inaccurate.
Gotcha.
Um,
I mean, if you want to approach him, he'd probably say hello. I don't know.
I'm sure
well we know
they
each other.
probably approached at some point, but she would probably be bouncing between him and Debbie because they're cousins.
Oh, that's right. You and Debbie were
Mhm.
cousins.
He notices her cousin and she
Yeah.
goes to bug her for a little bit. Just like, regardless of if Debbie wants to start a conversation, she will
just
be starting
feels
one.
coming.
Yeah.
Everyone is swarming to Debbie. Meanwhile, I'm like, well, I'm writing stupid shit. Like, goat with 6 legs spotted in Vermont yesterday.
We're in Vermont. That works. That works.
Yes!
That's genius.
Yeah. So, a couple of you are making your way around. A couple of you are trying desperately not to be watched and are failing, apparently, at both of your endeavors. And y'all are kind of, waiting for this event to pass, waiting for, these interactions to be through. When an individual steps out from a balcony that kind of overlooks this courtyard. I moved all of my descriptions for some reason. You see a middle-aged man step out from this balcony. He has a fuzzy brown sweater with brown slacks. He wears these really thick glasses, and you can see these pretty. Even though he's a little far away, you can see these red eyes that kind of pierce through the tremendously thick glasses he wears. He looks like he would have been a nerd in like high school and college, but in adulthood he's kind of learned how to keep himself a bit better and present himself in a way that's more neutral. But he steps out to a small podium with a microphone that kind of amplifies the sound across the courtyard. He taps on it a couple times. And unlike all of those stereotypical examples, there's no feedback. There's no like, "Meh." No, it just works. He just taps it a couple times and it works fine. Crazy. And he says, "Hello, students. Welcome to your first day at Daybreak Academy. My name is Dr. Ezekiel Rain, and I am the head of admissions here. I'd like to welcome you all on your new journey in the life ahead. I can already tell it's going to be a great year. I see another great group of students ready to take on the world together. You all will engage in tremendously exciting and intellectually stimulating endeavors, and I'm just so excited to see what the future holds for all of you. So, please, I will be making my way around. Make your way inside at your earliest convenience. We will get everyone registered for classes, and we can get everyone signed up for organizations if they'd like. And I will be floating around to answer any questions you have. And again, Thank you for choosing Daybreak Academy. I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. And he quickly steps off the balcony back inside. The crowd starts to like slowly kind of migrate inside. A couple of them linger at the booths that are outside of the some of the organizations that are out here. And yeah, it's at this point that you kind of notice you have a little bit of break to move or do something else if you'd like. Koshi's hiding.
Yeah. Uh,
And Koshi's like, no.
I want to go inside.
Deborah is gonna like turn. Yuki, darling, are you going to conversate or continue to gawk?
Elijah.
No, Yuki.
No, I think Yuki's currently gawking at Koshi. How does someone get so greasy?
Some mysteries this world is not prepared for.
It's like holding his books and just like
You don't want to know his hair care routine. I've
Who the
seen
fuck
it.
are you?
Yuki, Elijah,
You didn't
Yuki.
see him behind whatever he's crouched behind.
He's behind the fountain.
The fountain,
I
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't see.
think. You. Oh gosh.
How long has he been? The whole.
The whole time.
I think I'm just gonna go inside.
If we must, I guess.
You suddenly hear a voice approaching the three of you. She says, "Hey, why are you staring at a greasy kid?"
Hello.
You look back to see a young woman with light blue hair. It's very much not like a consistent light blue. Like it's been kind of streaked, kind of dyed. A couple of different things have been tried, but at this point, it's various hues. It's in a kind of a loose pony that hangs over one shoulder. She has deep blue eyes. She's got the whole hipster aesthetic rocking. She has a beanie. And she just carries herself with such composure. And you immediately get the impression that she's, one of the cool kids. And that she's certainly not a new student. And, you turn and address her. And she says, "Name's Vanessa."
Deborah.
Elijah.
Mm-hmm.
Yuki, nice to meet you.
Awesome. So you all know each other?
You could say that.
I mean, I just met him, but
In a sense.
Oh, okay. Cool. You know the greasy kid?
no.
Or you just...
It's just like
I'm
That's a
familiar
lot of
with him. I'm
grease.
just keeping an eye on him to make sure he doesn't do anything.
Do you think he can like
Shady.
slide without roller skates?
Ew. I don't know how many
Like-
times I need
Like
an
socks
ew
on a
counter.
hardwood floor.
I need somebody to count how many times I say ew. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Like,
I
is
would
it
surely
natural, or
hope
does he
not.
put the grease on himself? What's his end game?
his end.
You don't want to know.
Vanessa, is there a reason you are asking us about said individual?
All right. So, You all have to sign up for classes, right?
Yes, I think we were just about to head in and do that.
Yeah, so I'm actually part of the admissions committee. And I am
legit.
here to sign you up for your first class, which requires a special registration. And it's you three and the greasy kid and him. And she kind of points to Percy, who's just like jamming over in the corner.
Mm.
But since you were all together, I started with you three.
Oh,
You said
Well-
that he's coming with us.
Well, yeah, you're gonna be in the same class, at least for the first semester, so...
oh dear.
Interesting.
I mean, you don't have to sit next to him, there's lots of desks.
How reassuring. Should
Alright,
we,
cool.
Should we head over and recruit the rest of the class? Is it just the 5 of us, or...?
Yeah, we have pretty small class sizes here. You just happen to have a similar major. So you have the same first class.
Intriguing.
Yeah, let me go grab those two, not physically, of course, but I will direct them to the proper location.
Oddly specific, okay.
What? Could I make a roll to try to figure out this girl's deal? Is that a thing I can do? Like, whether through basic actions or...
What are you trying to figure out? Make an insight check? I don't know what the deal here is.
I guess, well, I mean, I don't think it's hard to like, come to the conclusion that she's being a little shady. But is it more, like, because we're around other people that she, like, can't, like, speak freely? Or is it, like, she doesn't have all the information and she's just been told to collect us and bring us to a room?
I'm not sure how to tackle that in this
I know.
system, but I'm inclined to make it... Actually, no, wait, you have telepathy. Why don't
I
we
do have
just
telepathy.
Why don't we just use weird for this?
Would love to use weird. Okay. I was either going to be that, or I also have an ability called Tune In, and you can attune your mind to a monster. It's a monster or a minion is what it's supposed to be, but it's the same role. It's a weird role.
Oh yeah, the questions are a bit
That's not gonna. It's a 5. Thank you.
It's a 5. Okay, great. So that's an experience.
Yay,
An
more
experience!
characters. Yay!
And I get to make a hard move, which is really funny when you're not in combat. I think she notices that you're like trying something. You're like really... You people watch, obviously, a lot.
Mhm.
She gets the sense, like, even if she doesn't know that, you're making a lot of eye contact. So she says, you know, we can talk more about this later instead of doing whatever you're doing right now.
I do just tend to like to know who I'm going to walk into a confined space with.
Yeah, you might have to get used to not knowing all the time. Because it's a college, so usually you don't know everything that's gonna go on.
I may have to rethink this whole endeavor.
I'm leaving.
Move a little, Debbie.
Farewell.
Goodbye. Yeah, so, she's gonna go over to Koshi. And now, yeah, you are trying everything to pretend like you aren't being watched
Mhm.
by this group of 3. And now there's a 4th person, and she's walking towards you. It's
Oh,
basically,
shit.
it's basically worst case scenario.
I wonder if he
Goddamn.
spits
Oh.
Gracie.
She says, "Hey,
He doesn't look.
I'm talking to you, greasy kid that's trying to avoid my gaze. Anyway, I heard that you are a registered student of this academy, and you are supposed to be signed up for a special class. I am on the admissions team, and I've been, sent here to sign you up for that class before you sign up for the rest of them."
Okay.
So yeah, those 3 back there and that guy over there are going to be in the class too, so we're all going to go back together to sign up for the class. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. Alright, let's go. And I do mean your singular word.
Just following along
Um,
silently.
And she heads over to grab Percy. Were you heading in at that point, or?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's like packing up his stuff and everything. Like to head in.
I think in that case, she kind of goes to walk past you and kind of brushes by you
Mm-hmm.
to get your attention. And she kind of looks back. You remove the
Yeah.
headphones.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, sorry about that. Anyway, I'm part of the admissions crew, and I'm going around getting students to register for this special class. It's just a small class of like 5 or 6 people, and we're supposed to get you signed up for that class before you sign up for your regular classes.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't recognize her in this form, do I? I couldn't remember if
No,
we said
not
that.
yet.
Okay, I didn't think so. Alright.
It's playing out slightly different, so.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And yeah, she escorts the lot of you inside. She do you interact with each other in any way upon seeing that this is the group now that you're all combined as you're walking?
I think as Percy
Skating.
like catches up with the group, Yuki would be like mid conversation with the others and be like, it's this really cool podcast. You guys should really give it a try sometime.
What podcast?
Oh hey. Yeah, it's this like supernatural podcast I listen to. It's called hold on, I gotta pull it up. It's called Gobbling Up the Truth.
That's interesting name.
Gobbling these nuts! You listen to that?
Yeah, it's sorry, my brain just shut off mid sentence.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
Dookie.
Yeah, it's like super cool, and it's like kind of like spooky, but like it could happen in real life.
Hey, that's what's up. That's my podcast. And he goes to like give her a fist bump.
Next week they're talking about a six-legged goat.
Yeah, we're talking about a six-legged goat next week.
Like takes a minute.
Oh no.
All is happening.
Oh,
my
no.
God.
Not again.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Not yet. Nope.
I gotta save
Oh,
it for a
no.
good moment.
It's still
Gotta
two
save it.
separate ones.
It's still, they're still this far away.
Too soon, too soon.
Dog, I love your podcast.
Thanks.
This shit's
Yeah,
fire.
we're-
You said a six-legged goat?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, it's not in Vermont though, right?
In Vermont. Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, you got
Pulls out some notebook and puts definitely by in Vermont question mark and underlines definitely and puts it back in the bag.
You guys gotta hear it. It's. Hold on, I could pull up an episode right now.
Oh, you flatter me. You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that. Pull up episode 35. That's a
Yeah.
really good one.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And unless someone stops her, she's gonna do the most taboo thing of making someone listen to a podcast that you recommend.
You know, maybe we should, as flatters as I am, we can show them later.
Welcome back to Gobbling Up the Truth. Oh, what?
It just starts playing in the background and
Sam, start improving.
Make up an
Elijah.
episode.
As Carter's
right
talking,
now.
just in the background.
Elijah
Today we
leaned-
found a 5-legged goat.
Next week is 6 legged.
It's evolving.
The goat's evolving.
It's crazy that I knew there would be a six-legged goat 30 episodes later.
Elijah leans over to Deborah. He's like, "Don't you see what's happening here?"
They're making friends?
No, not them.
Right there.
Don't you? I don't think it's a coincidence that we're going in with him.
I'd
Talking
like to
really
think
loud.
that Koshi's just on the other side of Deborah.
Him.
He's like partially under the shadow made by your hat or umbrella
Mm.
at the moment.
I think, like, as she's moving, she's been, like, using the umbrella to walk with.
Gotcha.
Well, at least this way you don't have to hide behind the fountain.
Yes. Up close and personal.
And then Deborah is gonna, like, take a step back, like, out of pace with Elijah. To then Koshi and Elijah are they able to
gaze-
look right at each
There's
other.
the, like,
His
light-
his
there's
gaze
the,
is
like, light
not gonna
thing.
move from where he was looking at Deborah, so now he's just directly gazing at.
Good.
Yeah, it only takes like a minute or so to get where you're going. So you talk about the podcast, and concurrently you're talking about Koshi from 2 feet away, and you are led past the crowd of students signing up for their classes, up a set of grand stairs that lead up to a hallway. You take a left down the hallway, and you head down to a room. The room number seems to have fallen off of, which is a little strange because this place seems a little bit more put together than the type of school that would just be missing the number. But you head to this room anyhow, and she lets you all into the room. You notice as she kind of leans back out into the hallway after she lets you all in and kind of looks both ways and pulls the door closed. and she seems to lock it behind you all, which is probably upsetting to several of you, please. But she kind of walks in. You find a classroom. It looks a bit different than the classrooms you had passed on the way here. Given that this is present day, you know, that it's not uncommon to have classrooms with like smart boards. This one has a regular old projector. You know, the one where you put the clear plastic sheet on it and you shine the light down on it. One of the old-fashioned ones. It also has a chalkboard. And it has fewer desks inside, and they seem to, many of them, be made of like wood instead of that weird plasticky material that desks are often made of. But yeah, these ones are a combination of wood and metal. But she kind of steps up to the chalkboard, kind of not worrying about if y'all are stressed about the fact that she locked the room. And she steps up to the front, takes a piece of chalk to get ready to write. So your first class is not actually a class. You all have been offered an assignment from the SCP Foundation. Is that correct? You should have all received
what I
a letter
thought.
inviting you to come here. Yes.
Oh yeah.
This is your cohort. These are the people you're going to be working with. I think there's one more, but she's already been here for a few years, so her registration's going to be a little different. Anyway, it's good that a few of you know each other already, because you're going to be seeing quite a lot of each other. You all are going to be doing very secretive and strange things, and it will be imperative that you all trust each other.
I'm sure that won't be an
Ross?
issue for any of us.
Nudges like.
So if there's anything you need to get off your chest now, it's a great time.
I'm good.
See, they never do it, and it usually creates problems later. But that's fine.
Yeah, Koshi, go ahead and tell him your plan.
tell
Why are you
us all
singling
your
out Greasy
plan.
Kid?
Tell us all your plan, Koshi. Get us all in this small room, the few of us, and dispose of us all. I won't
What?
fall for your trap.
What?
I
Are you?
don't know what you're talking about, and don't look at me like that, please.
I like Elijah's neck like stretches like just like 1 extra inch.
Ew, ew. Oh, that's 2. Somebody had 2 more. Yeah.
I really don't know what you're talking about. She brought me here. I'm pretty sure she told you that too.
It's all part of your plan.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. So
Okay, well, I can tell there's some tension going on here, and usually they don't. You all don't want to divulge secrets on the first day, which is fine. So, I already have your files and everything, so I've got like the gist of your backgrounds. If there's one like hypothetically very big secret that one or more of you are collaboratively keeping together, I wouldn't necessarily know the details about that, but I would know that there's some weirdness in your history. So that's fine. Anyway, oh yeah, just to be clear, you all are cryptids. That's the,
Are you-
popularized term at
Are you
least. So you can be...
asking us, or?
No, it's not a question. I'm letting you all know that you all are cryptids so that you don't have to worry about acting a certain way. And if you're used to acting not human because you've only existed in this plane for like a month or so, then it shouldn't be a problem with this group of people.
I think upon hearing that, you hear just a really a quiet, like a droplet hitting the ground rhythmically from the back of the classroom.
Are you dripping grease?
No,
Oh no.
maybe.
Maybe.
Did you pee?
No, this just happens. I don't know.
It just happened.
It just happens.
You made me ink.
Yeah.
Oh,
Guys.
buddy.
Guys.
She like reaches to put her hand on his shoulder and then stops,
Yeah,
like
like,
right above it.
yeah. Percy's like, like, don't do that. Save your hands.
It's okay. I can make it stop. I think a little bit.
So should we like
It's okay, bud.
introduce each other? Like is this like a? I mean,
Yeah, please. I mean, you didn't seem to want to talk about anything 30 seconds ago, so I didn't think you wanted to introduce yourselves, but it would probably help.
who are you?
Oh, you want to know who I am? Okay, great. My name's Vanessa.
Are you also a cryptid?
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of like. So what? What?
Kind of like rolls her eyes. Okay, I'll divulge my illustrious backstory in an effort to get you all to talk to each other, because it's more important that you all trust each other than if you trust me. My name is Vanessa Murphy. I am the Loch Ness Monster, and I have transferred over here to oversee new students at this academy. I have been going here for a few years. I am well trained in martial and magical combat. I have dealt with several SCPs, and I am very capable of defending myself and stopping any new threats to the school. That's the gist of it.
Well, thrilling.
Yeah.
Very nice to know
Deborah,
such a
Deborah, like,
well-known and respected cryptid.
Percy gives you a look.
I'm glad to
Just
know
like a
that there's
side
not
eye.
more cryptids running this place.
No posers of any kind.
From other places, for example.
Like Vermont.
Like some kind of Loch Ness monster from Vermont. That would be ridiculous.
That'd be stupid.
Embarrassing,
Doesn't-
frankly.
Doesn't Vermont have its own Loch Ness monster thing?
Yeah.
Is that like appropriation? Like if you're on their turf, or
Yeah, Ness, is it? Just like, yeah, is it?
is it like
She just like squints. She's a
like
little.
trespassing?
Her mouth is like slightly open. Like, what are you talking about? Are you saying that multiple cultures can't independently come up with similar ideas for cryptids?
No, I'm just saying that like it's kind of like trespassing if you're like if this is like one person's like designated turf and you're like doing that thing in that person's space.
What kind of fucked up rules do you have about immigration going on in your mind?
That's not what it is. It's not like that.
That is what it is.
No, it's like stealing
You're
someone
saying
else's
if I'm
thunder.
from somewhere else, I can't come here just because
No,
there are
I'm-
other individuals like me in the place I'm coming to?
I'm saying like if you're like advertising that you are the
Think about it.
why
like,
are you
like a-
making this
like
about immigration? This isn't
Think about it like a basketball.
I'm
team.
advertising myself as the Loch Ness Monster. There is not a Loch Ness in Vermont. They don't even call them lochs in Vermont because it's not Scottish.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the
I'll see.
monster of every lake.
You're not? I have some
No.
misunderstanding about
What?
the Loch Ness.
No,
I thought that
Loch
was like
Ness is one place. That's where I'm from.
that's a place. I thought that was your name.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Okay, first,
him.
Wait,
first
Dane,
off,
is
going
this Yuki or this is actually you too? I gotta
You'll
know.
never know.
okay, so first off, I'm sorry for insinuating that you have culturally insensitive views about immigration, and I will keep in mind that the questions you ask are not as insightful as I originally thought they were.
Well, with
You're gonna
that,
regret that when I ask an insightful question.
I'm fucking crying.
at this point, Deborah has tried to stand up like 4 or 5 times, and like the conversation just keeps going over her. So she just
Yeah.
keeps like, but she like half stands up and then like slowly looks around the room. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Deborah Watcher. I am a night watcher from California. My hobbies include painting, people watching, and reading minds. Yuki over here is a cousin of mine. Distant, of course, distant cousin.
Very distant. We don't talk at all, cousin.
My specialties include magical capabilities and telepathic endeavors. So, with that, please do not put me on the front lines anytime soon.
So to clarify, that means she can read your mind.
Thank you.
If I wish.
I know, I just, as far as the whole secret thing you're doing here.
Well,
I'm
who's next?
Koshi.
And that's Toasty. Fantastic.
Chris got me weeping. I'm like, oh man.
Is there anything else you have to say?
Oh, damn it. I'm the Mongolian death worm.
Whoa.
What's that?
No.
I definitely didn't know about
I
the
don't-
death worm.
I don't know.
Really don't know. They kind of gave me that name. I don't know why they said I'm from Mongolia. I'm from Chicago.
The Mongolian death worm is from Chicago. Wait, how the hell are you from Chicago if we...
I mean...
yeah, no. Percy's literally like, wait, how can you be from Chicago if I accidentally...
I'm from Chicago.
Sure.
Sorry.
Chicago?
Don't look at me!
Don't look at me.
Is there more than one? Now I'm confused.
I am good at magic and hitting things and making things worse.
That's
my
a
God.
skill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very good at talking to people. Somebody else go.
I suppose I'll lead it up next. I'm Elijah Tripe. I'm a Tripodero, also from California. I am On my free time, I like to hunt big game. So, you could say that my special or to Koji would be stalking, hunting, and ending.
Ending?
Ending? Ending books?
Like,
Finishing.
you can just say killing. I
know.
think that's
I
what
like
you're
Like what?
like, I think we
What?
can.
I think I liked ending better.
That's a
Yeah,
little
I think I
too
like the
TMI.
ambiguity of ending, so we'll leave it at that.
Oh, I just got what you guys are going.
Yeah.
And
Fuck you guys.
I guess I'll go next. I'm Yuki Fresno. I'm a Fresno Nightcrawler. And I got cool roller skates.
It was super cool watching you skate up those stairs. I still don't know how you did that.
Very
Mhm.
carefully.
Very carefully. Nice. Then it's me. My name is Percy Chamberlain, and I am Champy. I'm the lake monster of Vermont.
Yo, we were just talking about that.
Yep.
That's specifically why I said I'm not from this lake. He's from this lake.
Oh,
Mhm.
so like she just to she's not stealing your thunder, right?
He takes longer to answer than he should. He goes, no.
Okay, cool.
I mean, if we were being strictly lore accurate about it, I think legends about me existed before yours, but it doesn't really matter.
Well, it's very nice to meet a known cryptid.
But you're a Tripidero. Nobody knows what that is.
What?
I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah.
You want to see my neck stretch again? I can make it stretch 3 times
His-
further than that.
Real
His
far.
his legs extend half a foot and turns back around.
Oh, okay. Don't do that again.
It's very triangular.
Hello, everybody.
Oh,
Does anyone have like a rubber glove or a hanky or like a? I want to give him a high five, but I don't want to get greasy.
Deborah will pull out like a little lace napkin.
Thanks, Debs.
You're not getting this back.
She puts a napkin on her hand and holds it out for a fist bump.
You're gonna get a fist bump that's a little too hard. And his yeah, he just kind of looks up and like slowly like, bam.
Kick some ass.
Yeah, no, I want to see the mayhem. Room.
Yeah, this I
Oh
will
my
say
God.
this is just my what's it called? The
Tough?
red right hand.
Oh, I was gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say this is like, oh no, it's just like a one harm punch or
Oh,
something. No, this
that
is
works
the-
too. That's better.
I know it's better, but if you want it to be the red right hand, it
It's
can.
my fist, so it's not
Sure.
exactly an improvised tool or weapon.
Yeah, so yeah, this is the summoned playbook. So you get
Yep.
some wild weapons that do a lot of damage, including the red right hand.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
make your mayhem roll for me.
Oh yeah. Wait, mayhem?
Just the mayhem part. You don't need to kick some ass.
Okay, cool.
If this does
Ooh.
harm to me, do we jump back to the or do we jump back to the modern day and I'm just dead?
Yeah, we
Oh,
jump
wait,
back to the
shit.
present and you're dead.
You're just dead.
I don't want
Just
high
dead.
rolls for this.
We could have healed
I-
you. It's okay.
I
Yeah.
got an 11. So that's
You
gonna
got
be 2 side
11.
effects. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
So what are the side effects?
So the side effects can be anything from, I guess the easiest one would be you hurt somebody nearby as well as your target.
Who do you punch through?
So I will say, you get hit with enough force that you get. Who would be behind you?
Say Percy.
yeah. So I imagine I'd be
No,
sitting here. 'cause-
I
It might be
Oh.
Could
Trevor.
be
It might
dead,
be.
man.
Turn.
Sorry.
that's all funny.
Yeah,
I
Debbie.
love the idea that you give her the fist bump and punch her, but she's on roller skates, so she slides
Yeah.
Yes.
into Deborah.
Yeah, and then I won't cause massive property damage right now, and I can't break my hand, so I make something about the situation worse. Now so when that happened, my hair kind of went down to my fist and made it bigger, so now you just got a big old grease stain.
I was gonna say, I think, yeah, the hair and your fist collide. The handkerchief is covered in grease, and it soaks through like immediately, and from like your fist down your forearm is just like grease.
Mm-mm.
And you slam into Deborah, and you try and catch yourself on Deborah,
Oh
and
no.
then splatter her with more grease, and you both fall to the ground with ample grease to go around.
Ugh.
Mm.
Sorry.
It's like
Deborah,
under
like,
my
quakes as she
fingernails.
steps up.
Someone help me help.
Deborah will get up on her own and she leaves Yuki there.
Grease and roller skates don't make somebody help me.
Nessa
Oh shit.
Nessa kind of claps her hands and says, "All right, it's time to send you off your first assignment that does not involve me. Good luck with that."
Can you help me up first? Please.
Help you up.
Ask your teammates.
Not you.
She like slides out of the door.
Debbie, you got
I've
another
one
one?
good hand. I've got a clean hand. It's okay.
Are you sure?
I need it for myself.
You know what? That's fair. All right. Yeah, you keep it for you. Give me your not gross hand.
It's like a left hand to a left hand.
Oh, sorry.
Pick my hand.
It's just more
Grab
difficult
my
than it
hand.
needs to
Grab
be.
my hand.
Hold my hand.
Come on.
Hold my hand.
It's like fucking birds in here. It's like, come on. Yeah, I pull you up.
Thank you.
Mm.
So much grease.
Moments later, you are visited upon by the same individual who just gave you a very short, welcome commencement, speech. Dr. Rain. He, kind of knocks on the door and peeks his head in. He says, hello there, students. He kind of, like, looks at everyone's outlook currently of Debbie like angrily wiping off grease and you just trying to stand up. Koshi looking just absolutely downtrodden in the corner, and Elijah probably just like glaring at Koshi like a hawk after this new infraction of social decorum. He says, "This is not the best time to do this. but it is the most important time to do this. Hello again, my name is Dr. Ezekiel Rain. You can call me Dr. Rain, or Zeke. It doesn't really matter. I am here to put you on your first test assignment, the details of which I assure you will remain vague until the very moment they become relevant. So if you'll follow me down this way, I will give you the very bare bones briefing, and you will get started immediately.
Oh god.
Great.
He leads you down the opposite end of the hallway, to an elevator. The building is not tremendously tall, but it does have several levels to it. 4 floors. But he presses the buttons in a certain order. You don't see this order at first. And the elevator actually goes down instead, and starts moving in a counter. It starts going down and then it starts going sideways. It doesn't move tremendously. Probably a minute before you arrive in this very sterile-looking hospital-esque hallway with rooms on either side. And just this expansive layout before you. On the way, Dr. Rain explains, so there is an impending threat to these facilities down here, and your first test assignment, I suppose, is to contain the threat and ensure as minimal property damage as possible. And should you succeed in containing the threat, you will be admitted as full-time employees of the SCP Foundation. I cannot answer many questions, so I will not ask if you have any. I will be nearby if you desperately need assistance, and will provide whatever measures are necessary to ensure the safety of the other students, and ideally yourselves. But do bear in mind this is a potentially deadly threat, so I will not be in the direct vicinity. Okay? Best of luck. And at that point, you kind of like look at each other like at a loss, and you snap back to the present moment. You are all kind of roused from consciousness as you find yourselves in an infirmary. There are a few beds set up, and you all your wounds have been tended to. Yuki, you are okay now, though you have a noticeable scar in your chest. Most of y'all got slashed, but Yuki, you got like impaled real good, damaging your organs somewhat. But you find yourself like in pretty stellar condition, all things considered. To which you see Dr. Rain one more time step into the infirmary as you kind of catch the tail end of someone in a lab coat walking out. And he says, "Hi, students. I can see that things went about as well as I was expecting them to. Certainly not the best outcome, but far from the worst. And with that, you are all being welcomed to the SCP Foundation as full-time staff. Congratulations." For the meantime, we have to get you registered for your regular classes so that you have a viable cover to remain here. But for now, the details of your first assignment will be coming to you shortly.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
you said this
I
was someone
do-
else talking, or this is the
This is
professor?
Dr. Rain.
Okay.
And I will be available to answer questions shortly. Nope, there is something I do have to deal with right now, though. So I will be back in between 13 and 18 minutes to answer your questions. But welcome to Daybreak Academy and the SCP Foundation. Best of luck with everything. I will be back shortly.
It's a really specific time frame.
And as you kind of regroup from your injuries, whether moderate or severe or non-existent, in Debbie's case, you reflect on the experience you've had and that you are about to have, and you look forward to your time at Daybreak Academy and the SCP Foundation. And that's what we're wrapping
Hell
up
yeah.
for today. Yay!
Yay!
I love this group. Woo!
That
So
was
funny.
fun.
Very fun.
So
silly.
yes, thank you all for joining us. This project will most likely be in kind of off week thing when we don't necessarily have the whole group. Julia does have a character, so yeah, be prepared to have some mixed or incomplete groups, particularly for this campaign. We might have everyone from time to time. These sessions will probably be a bit more episodic than a long kind of overarching campaign, but there will be some hints of that here and there because I just can't help myself. But anyway, do we have anything we want to say? Dane?
You can find us on everywhere. I'm not even gonna give the full list. If you can find podcasts on it, you could probably find us. And Julia's not here to say it, so drink water.
Yes. Good.
Fantastic.
And just if you take anything away from this podcast, take away that Loch Ness is a place.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's
And you're never gonna know.
oh.
I think we know.
I think we know.
Anyway, thank you again for joining us. Remember, the tales we share here are strictly confidential, so if you tell other people, you got to tell them to listen to this podcast, because if you try and tell them secondhand, we're going to have to amnesticize you or something.
It's a big word.
But yes,
what that
thank you for
means.
joining us, and may all your secrets stay hidden.